Welcome to episode number 72
of BlackMenCarpool.
I'm your host today, Blackwax, and I got my driver in the cabin today. Zay, what's up, bro?
What's up, big dog?
Man, it's all good. Happy to be recording with you again.
Yes.
We took a little hiatus, took a little break, but we're back in the saddle once more again. That's how we say it back down south. Once more again. Once more again. We're back in the saddle. So, how's everything been going, man? How's your week been?
Man, the week's been pretty good. Nothing really to write home about to mom. However, last weekend we had our last 5K of the month. It's always nice to get some wellness rewards. So therefore, we don't have to pay for health care when we go to the doctors. It's kind of nice.
That's a blessing.
Super blessing. But besides that, man, everything is everything. Just continuing to grind. What about you?
Well, last weekend was pretty hectic for me. I had things going on all weekend long. So I'm definitely looking forward to recuperating this weekend. This is just going to be like a real chill weekend.
Yeah.
And it's much overdue. So last Sunday, I was trying to get out of going to my daughter's banquet, her cheer banquet. But my wife was like, no, you need to go. We got tickets. We're going. And I didn't think we were going to be able to get tickets because we paid late. But my wife had already RSVP'd, so we were pretty much a shoe in. So the advertisement or the flyer said 5 to 9. I'm like, 5 to 9? Who does that on a Sunday?
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think part of the reason why they were able to get away with that is because the kids were out of school on Monday again.
Okay.
So that's like 2 Mondays in a row. I'm like, these kids need to be in school learning.
And always at those things, they always think about the kids, which is good, but they don't think about the adults that have to get up and go to school.
Exactly.
You have to get up and go to work the next day. It's funny how that works.
So we exercised some of our Black Privilege on Sunday. We use what we call CP time.
So y'all was late than a mug.
You was late than a mug. At least probably about an hour and a half late.
Okay.
And part of the reason why we were late, my wife, she had done some ripping and running, and we had a customer come and buy some furniture from my house. We were remodeling, and so they bought a couch, and I was like, hey, do you need a sound bar? He's like, yeah. I was like, what else you need? What else you got? I was like, well, let's look around. And so we ended up selling them a couple of extra things, and I told them we got anything else to sell, we'll call them first. So it was nice to get rid of some things I've been trying to get rid of for a while.
That's cool.
So I did a little bit of upselling.
There you go.
No doubt. So after that transaction happened, then we all, got suited and booted. What do you guys say in Colorado when you get all dressed up?
I don't know. We don't really have any sayings. I kind of make them up, and then everyone else sometimes follows. Sometimes they're like, what the heck's that supposed to mean? So, when I get dressed up, I'm getting nice and I don't have the words right now.
Fresh?
Yeah, fresh.
Clean as a whistle?
Yeah. Getting out just fresh and clean.
No doubt.
Yeah.
So I got suited and booted. The girls got dolled up. And so we made it an event. And it was at a ranch, right? South Fork Ranch, where they shot the television show Dallas.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And so the attire said, come in your after 5 best. And so I was like, do I need to wear a tuxedo? But it wasn't really that kind of party. I'd been a little bit overdressed wearing a tuxedo. But if we go to the banquet next year, I'm wearing a blazer, jeans, cowboy boots, and a big butt buckle.
Wow.
And a cowboy hat if I can find one. You got to kind
of get in with the
theme. Get in with the ambiance.
At the South Fork?
Yeah, at the South Fork Ranch.
Right on.
So that event was okay. And at the end of the banquet, the owners got up and said, we have a big announcement to make. It's been 30 years that we put our blood, sweat, and tears into this business. It's time for us to move on. We got to do some other things, and we're going to pass the baton. So I was like, oh man, they were nice people. I hate to see them go, but they earned the right to be able to move on with their life. They've been doing this for 30 years, and God bless them, Godspeed. So after they made their big announcement, my daughter was sitting with her friends. She came running to the table, bawling her eyes out. I'm like, did somebody hit her? Did she fall? What's going on? Oh my gosh, it's never going to be the same. They're leaving. And my coach just quit. And it's never going to be the same. So I'm like, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. It's going to be all right. This is part of life. It happens. Then I look at another table. Another little girl is bawling her eyes out with her dad. Look. You know, 2 tables down, another little girl is bawling her eyes out. Like, man, what is going on? This is the saddest award banquet I've been to in my life. But it was good to be there for your kids without having these, you know, semi-emotional breakdowns when it relates to cheer.
Sounds like there are pretty good coaches and pretty good owners.
Yeah, and the owners, they say, you know, we live 5 miles away. We're not leaving. We're going to be around. You know, it's going to be a smooth transition, and we're still going to be involved, but, you know, we need some time to do some other things with our life. So they're still going to be involved, and, man, those girls, and I can understand it to a degree. Like, there was one adult lady that I met. She's like, you know, I've been in this program since, you know, I was, you know, your daughter's age, and now I have a daughter. So it's been like their whole life. And so this is only our first or second year being involved, so it wasn't that sentimental to me, but, you know, it's definitely sentimental to my daughter. And I was like talking to my wife, I'm like, where are you? You're sitting at the table just, you know, texting away, waiting for us to get done, and you don't have no emotion.
Yeah.
Oh, because you're here. you went into that department. I was like, okay, well, all right, I can accept that. So that was my Sunday, and weekend was action packed prior to that. But I have one topic for this week, and I read an article which I really didn't like, and so I can't really fully reference the article like I want to. But Charlamagne Tha God, the radio host, DJ, VJ, came out with a book. And, you know, I listened to his podcast, I listened to him on the radio, and so I knew it was coming out. But when the book actually dropped, you know, he's done a substantial amount of press to promote this book. So the name of the book is called Black Privilege. And the subtitle is Opportunity Comes to Those Who Create It. So I'm really feeling that, the title and the subtitle, and because in this country, you know, we're pretty familiar with that word or that phrase or that title of white privilege.
Yep.
Who people who are white innately have an upper hand to those who are not white.
Yeah.
So, you know, white people may not get, they may not get profiled as easily as a black person would from people who are in authority. That's, in a nutshell, what white privilege defines itself as.
Yeah.
Black privilege, some people see affirmative action as having black privilege, right? And affirmative action only came about because there was a disproportionate amount of opportunities afforded to people of color.
Yeah.
Just as there have been for women in this country. So you only have these initiatives and these programs to help people who have been disenfranchised in any shape, form, or fashion. So, you know, in 2017, you don't really hear much about affirmative action anymore. You know, the playing field is becoming more and more level, but there's still more levels that we have to achieve. And there's still more roadblocks that we have to cross over, but it's not that we don't have any opportunity.
Right.
So I just want to talk about a couple of these principles that Charlamagne Tha God has in his book. and this is not an official book review. This is like a pre-review because neither one of us have read the book.
Right.
So let's jump right into these principles, and you can give me your take just based upon the title of the principle.
Okay.
Principle number 1: it's not the size of the pond, but the hustle in the fish. It's not the size of the pond, but the hustle in the fish.
So that's so when you talk about fish in general, some fish can't grow if they don't have a big pond. So what they'll do is, if you have a large fish, at some point in time he's going to outgrow it, but he doesn't outgrow it to the point where he can't swim. He's just kind of stuck. But what I think he's trying to say is, you could get out of any environment that you want to, just as long as you're willing to work hard for it. And so I haven't read the book, but in reality, if you have a lot of fish in a small pond, then they're going to be crowded, and it doesn't matter how hard they work or how much drive they have, unless they're physically going to get up and go find another pond and wiggle themselves to a different pond, then they're just stuck. That's why I don't understand. Maybe he's trying to make, I don't know, maybe it's a play on words or something like that. I have no idea. However, I think what he's trying to get to is, the harder you hustle and the more that you don't let your environment affect you, which is really tough, the more opportunities that you can create for yourself.
Yeah, so it's definitely a play on words, because some people are big fish in a small pond.
Mm-hmm.
So some people outgrow their environment and they need to move to a bigger environment.
Yeah.
But I did hear him say in one interview, you don't always need to jump and move to the next big environment or the next big pond. Start popping where you are. If you're a music artist, if you're a rapper, get hot where you at.
Yeah.
And then opportunities will present themselves, or you be ready to go to that next level and start popping at the next level. But don't circumvent the small pond. Hustle hard while you're in this small pond.
Yeah. Agreed.
No doubt. Principle number 2, PYP. Pick your passion, poison, or procrastination.
So I think when choosing things in life, or I don't even know as far as choosing, but people will become complacent, so that's their poison. Passion means that you're going to step out on the ledge and actually fight hard to get what you want. Mm-hmm. And what was the second one?
Third one is procrastination.
And that's the worst one. That's the one where you just stay stagnant, or because you just don't, you always put things off for the next day. And so everyone falls into at least one of those categories. So if you're passionate about something, then you need to get up and go and fight for it. Other people are passionate, but they're lazy, and those are the procrastinators, and they won't do anything. They're just dreamers. However, they won't ever come up with a game plan to manifest their dreams, so they will never ever turn their dream into a vision. And then the poison people are the individuals who don't really have a dream, and they put all their time and effort into just unproductive stuff.
Wow. Like
video games, pornography, drugs, whatever.
Wow. So another interview that I heard, Tha God, he said he has a vision board. And he looks at his vision board regularly. And one of the items on his vision board was to write a book.
Okay.
So that really kind of touched me, because my wife has a vision board and I don't, right? I write my goals down and I look over my goals regularly. That's what I do. But I don't need like pictures and, props and what have you. But everybody's different. And I think it's the same. It gets us to the same place. You know, she has a vision board. I write my goals down, and we're both working to bring our goals into fruition.
Yeah, I disagree. I think the vision board is huge. And again, I need to take my own advice, and that's probably something that I'm going to get to this weekend. But seeing your goals and seeing exactly what you want really does do something into the brain, to where if you see it every day and you see it on the mirror when you wake up every day, it reminds you that you need to go out and hustle for it, because it's easy to get complacent. It's easy not to go ahead and start and continue on with your goals. Because the way you attain your goals is by small wins every day.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't have that in the back of your head, or if you don't see it every day, it's easy to get complacent and take a day off here and there, and then pick it up on a Wednesday, and then not do it Thursday and Friday, but then do it on Saturday, and then do it next Wednesday. But when you see it every day, it kind of gives you that little ignition to continue on and to again go out and get your win for that day, because again it reminds you what you need to do. And a lot of people don't understand that attaining your goal only takes discipline for a season. It doesn't take discipline your whole life. It only takes discipline for your season. But the reason why most people don't attain their goal is because they take off. They don't go out and they're not steadfast. And so what they won't do is go out and put a work ethic in for a consistent 6 months. They'll do it for like a month and quit, or get lazy and do it like off and on and kind of wonder why it's not working. But instead of really creating a compound effect to where once you're actually up and moving, you got some momentum, then things come your way faster. But you'll never ever get momentum if you don't put in a work habit every day.
Okay, so that's a great point. I like that a lot. And like I said, my wife has a vision board where she has like pictures and images.
Yeah.
And what I'm saying is I write my goals down so I can still see them, but I don't need the pictures and the images. And I think it still gets us to the same place.
Yeah, and I mean, I just, because when you write something down, I get it. You write it down and, you know, but do you look at it every day?
Yeah.
Now, if you wrote it down and you have it on your mirror every day and you see it every day, then that's something different. But if you just write it down and put it in your back pocket, or put it in your diary that you don't read very often, then...
So statistics say that people that write things down, this has been proven by people who are very successful, they're more likely to get those things done once they write them down. But I think it gets you to the same point. You know, for me, I don't always have to have the visuals. I need to write it down and I can see it in print, in ink. But some people are different. Some people need to see the cutouts of the magazines of the dream house and the dream car. I don't have to see it that way. I just need to write it down.
Yeah, so take for instance someone who wants to lose weight really bad.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times what is recommended for health coaches is that they start to cut out bodies of what they want to be like,
mm-hmm.
and see it every day. And also write it down, but more visual to see what that looks like every day. How do you want your body to look? And once you come up with a blueprint, then you follow the blueprint. But every day they're seeing these visuals, and they're feeding their brain, because like most people, like most men, we're visual. So when you see it every day and you manifest it, it actually starts to come to life once you actually put in the work. And so that's why I think a lot of health coaches recommend vision boards.
Yeah, and I don't have a problem with that, but you know, as a literary person, I'm comfortable just writing my ideas down, but it's not really a point to belabor. And I think they're both powerful. They both have their place and to help you achieve your goal. Mm-hmm. So let's go to the next principle. Number 4, there are no losses, only lessons. How you feel about that?
Yeah, so the only time you really lose is when you quit. And so nothing in life comes easy. So whatever goal that you have, you're gonna have to work for it. But that doesn't mean that you're gonna get it. And so every lesson that you learn, through going through these hard times is something that you need to put in your mental Rolodex and to be on the lookout for these. And that's why mentorship is so important when you have a goal in mind, is because you won't have to go through as many hardships. You could go ahead and get that intellectual capital from someone who's already been there and done that, and that has the fruit on the tree. So therefore you could go ahead and tuck in tight with them and duplicate what they've already done, compared to going out by yourself and learning the hard knocks yourself. Because again, usually when you get into a business, the more mistakes that you make, the more money that you're going to spend. And so therefore, the less mistakes that you make, the more opportunities you have to get your business up and running a lot faster.
Fail quicker, fail faster, learn the lessons, and move forward.
Yep.
So I think that's a good stopping point. There's a couple more principles that we can talk about on part 2 of talking about the book Black Privilege. But I want to kind of close on this thought. I'm really, really impressed with Charlamagne Tha God's marketing. He's all over YouTube. There's all type of articles, newspaper articles, TV interviews, radio interviews. I mean, he's out there grinding, and it's a #1 bestseller already in the self-help category.
Oh wow!
And so I definitely respect the hustle. I mean, of course, he's already a media personality, but he definitely has a strong team that put him in place to promote his book, and so he's definitely winning right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So shout out to See the God, Charlamagne Tha God. So you got any shout outs?
Shout out to Charlamagne.
Double shout out to Charlamagne Tha God. So this has been BlackMenCarpool, episode number 71. You can find us on iTunes, Facebook, Mixcloud, YouTube. You know what I've been thinking about lately? Snapchat. Should we really be on Snapchat as for a podcast?
Probably not.
Probably not? You don't think so? Okay. We ain't going to touch that one right now. And you can find us on Twitter. We do tweet. So check us out. Tell a friend, tell a friend. This is Black Wax and Zay. We out.
Peace.